This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mintz.
We put the Canon EF 1200mm f5.6L USM lens on a heavy tripod and mounted it against the window on a Saturday. It was heavy and so required the extra metal to keep it upright. The experts told us that the lens was primarily for photography and not used to such rigorous videography, but we were adamant it was the perfect instrument for the job. I mean, look at the final image it could produce. We were hundreds of meters away, and you could see right up the nose hairs of someone who hadn't trimmed. We set up on a weekend, the theory being that the building, and specifically the floor itself, would be empty. Both buildings, in fact. The one we were to surveil and the one we had set up. The building manager knew who we were and what we were up to. That's where the information ended. We dressed in three-piece suits every day and posed as forensic accountants, working in the records department on the 18th floor, so no one would come near us, let alone look directly at our faces when we broke off into shifts. I'm getting ahead of myself here. We set up on a Saturday and placed the giant lens against the window on the 18th floor. We lined the window with a black cladding so that anyone clever enough wouldn't look over at us and notice the giant circular piece of glass focused directly on them. Although we knew that you would have to know what you were looking for if you were indeed to focus on us, the possibilities of being made were slim to none. Despite this, we put the padding up as a precaution, and it darkened a large part of the office. We then set up a video feed of the images on a large screen adjacent. We had terabytes of drives adjacent to the screen to capture the hours of footage we needed. Then came the hard part. Thankfully, this did not include me. The B team was tasked with setting up the bug inside the office 1.5 miles over. We sat on the 18th floor and programmed the radio dials to the expected frequency. Then we waited. The code word we would respond to the team with was Acorn Alive. This would indicate a successful signal. At 18 minutes past the hour, we had audio streaming in from a downlight that had been repaired by our guys, posing as electricians. You have access to the dials to lower and raise the exposure, Kevin, posing as a Sparky, said to someone unknown. I heard it all in my headphones, and I clicked my fingers to Jeremy, my Stakeout partner, to switch on the monitors. He put down the news article that he had been reading, and we watched the screen illuminate to life. Before us, we could make out Kevin lowering himself from the ladder he had placed beneath the downlight. He was talking to a building manager, and the conversation was clear as day. Your invoices will be paid at the end of the month. I trust that isn't a problem, the building manager said. I gave Jeremy a thumbs up, and he returned it. Friday, March 17, 1995. The monitor played on rotation, and we had taken steps not to record the innocuous daytime activities in order to save space on the hard drives. The technology was new, and we didn't want to overblow it with unnecessary footage that may be corrupted. The tech heads at headquarters warned us of that possibility. Still, there wasn't enough videotape to cover the 24-hour surveillance of this group, and to bring that amount of tape into the building, day in and day out, for the 3 months we had been stationed on the 18th floor, would draw unwanted attention. After just over 12 weeks, we got what we came for. At 1:33 in the afternoon, "It's closing time, David," came voice number 1. Jeremy and I raced over to the monitors. "You remember how to record?" he asked me. I got on the computer and clicked the necessary red labels on the purpose-built software. "I think that does it," I said with a lump in my throat. We had been trained 12 weeks earlier, and my memory under pressure wasn't so sharp. Still, there were numbers ticking over, and the red light was flashing. "I hope that's working," I said. "We've got Michael Fancine, Tommy DeStone, and Angelo Paramora all together on the one floor." "The heads of the 3 families," Jeremy said in excitement. "Shh," I snapped. We watched as the crime lords addressed their attorney. "We had a deal, David." It was the voice of Angelo. "You were supposed to get us immunity," he said. He drew his pistol from his jacket pocket. "Whoa, Angelo. You're a boss. You're not going to get your hands dirty," cried David Tedesco, the mob lawyer, inside the boardroom of his family practice. "I don't take orders from you," said Angelo. "You take them from me." He drew the barrel up to his attorney. "Recording!" Jeremy yelled at me. My eyes were transfixed on the monitor. "I am!" I yelled back. I pointed to the rolling numbers on the computer adjacent to the monitor on the screen, ticking over at rapid speed. "That's audio only," he yelled. It dawned on me. The boss of the family, in front of the others who were accessories, was about to commit a murder in broad daylight. We were recording the audio only. In the commotion, I had forgotten to press record on the video camera. I ran over to the DSL and leaped at it. "Say good night, Mr. Attorney," came Angelo's voice. "No, Angelo, please," David pleaded. "Michael, Tommy, please, you gotta do something." "You made your bed, kid," said Tommy. "Now you sleep in it," finished Michael. I made it to the button configuration of the camera and searched high and low for the record button. The shutter click was prominent because it was a DSLR image-capturing, regular-type camera. It was the only one that could have such a large lens mounted on it, hence the reason why we used it for the Stakeout. But the video record button wasn't anywhere handy. I ran my head above and below the unit as fast as I could, to no avail. "He's about to blow him away," Jeremy yelled. "Record." "I'm trying to find it," I yelled back. I searched high and low and could not find anything resembling the elusive button. "Go into the menu and select record," he said. He stormed over and shoved me out of the way. I watched as he highlighted the menu on the display screen and discovered the function that had escaped me. "Good night, counselor," came Angelo's voice as we heard a barrage of 3 gunshots ring out on audio, with no video recordings made. "Here it is," Jeremy said under a wave of anger. I'm sure it took all of his energy not to manifest into a punch to my face. He clicked the record button, and we turned our attentions to the screen as we watched the heads of the 3 families that controlled all the liquor, gambling, and drug trades on the streets walk out of the room of a murdered attorney at lunchtime on a Friday. "We missed it," Jeremy said through gritted teeth. "But we have them leaving the scene of a crime," I said, hopeful. "Will it be enough?" He asked rhetorically.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.